Welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors. My name is Chris. It's November 10th, a beautiful Wednesday morning in Westlake Village, California. And with that said, let's jump right into Bitcoin's price action. Bitcoin is making new all-time highs right now. And to steal the surprise, I will be getting back to Solana. But Bitcoin making new all-time highs as we speak. And yes, it is a great day to be alive in crypto land, participating in this rally. And we have a lot to cover today, so I'm going to jump right in. First things first, let's take a look at our underlying market dynamics starting. And why do we look at these things, right? Technical analysis is not an exact science. It's more of an art. We use indicators in confluence with the underlying market dynamics to give us a general bias as to where Bitcoin's price is heading. So again, Bitcoin dominance, it is taking a leg up here, almost to 44%, which we did say was expected. And this is very, very likely a macro low. So I would expect alts to lose against their Bitcoin pairing, not necessarily against their US dollar pairing. Next we want to check in on is the fear and greed index. And we're stuck at a 75, and we expect this to get much, much higher before we run into any trouble. And as you can see, back in, let's put it on a year chart. So over the last year, back in, from November to January, we were getting reads as high as 95, right? So people being very greedy. And what happens? Eventually, when people are greedy, that's the time to be fearful. We also have global funding rates trending up. And that's the cost to put long positions on in the futures market. That's to be expected right now. And the global leverage ratio is still at all-time highs, and I am expecting a massive move incoming here very, very soon. We do have a lot of leverage positions on the board, and we are hearing, a lot of talk about what would be a double top, right? So here was the high, and we just broke the high. Let me just tell you something. We have never seen a double top in Bitcoin's history on the macro scale when you're looking at, on a weekly time frame where every candle represents 1 week of price action. Now let's take a look real quick at the top 5 best coins here. IOTEX up 107%, Cardano up 45%, Loopring up 42%, Algorand up 13%, and Stellar jumping back on up 10% today. Now, what I want to do is follow up on our last video, which we did say that if we had any kind of a 4-hour closure above 64,000, the measure move off this consolidation would be right here at about 67,500. This target was hit. And I would say now that any kind of a daily closure of, and what I also said, any kind of a daily closure above 64,000. And again, spoil the surprise, I'm expecting our weekly target to get hit at 76,500. And where do I get that idea from? If you just take a Fibonacci retracement on the last macro consolidation there, well, technically, as this broke, the next target coming in at 77,500. So again, we're in an uptrend on all the higher term time frames. Okay, we just closed a daily above the topside Bollinger Band on Monday, and we are, this is just a classic continuation setup here. Classic continuation setup. And, what I would say that invalidation is going to come right here. Invalidation comes with a daily closure below 65,000. So as long as that doesn't happen, let the trend be your friend till the end of the trend. And again, that target up at 77,000 is looking very nice. So with that, that's it for Bitcoin. Now let's jump on to Ethereum. A lot of people interested in Ethereum's price action. And what would I say here is kind of, are we on the road to 5,500? And the big question is, are we, really the big question everybody's asking, are we going to get a big correction down from here and then rally up to the moon, or, or is it just going to go straight to the moon? So what I do want to look at is my higher term time frames. And what we have is daily trend continuation with any kind of a closure above, call it 48,050. Okay. 4 hour, and here's how I would be looking at this. Any kind of a 4 hour closure below 4,600, that's going to be bad. And I'd say we get a move down to 43 and then probably down to 4,200. But if you look at the higher term time frames, again, the 2-day, we got the 2-day RSI in the bullish control zone. We've got Stokes trending up there. And let's take a look at our 5-day. I'll try and get some of this off here. 5-day chart. What are we looking good for here? So 5-day, again, in an uptrend, we're making higher lows. We got higher highs. And now, again, it's trend, momentum, and volatility, right? So what is the trend? We're in an uptrend on the 5-day chart. The momentum, this is our momentum indicator. The Stokes are crossed up into the critical zone. And we've got BBDWP just expanding off the lows. And that, again, is why I'm expecting, these type of moves, the last time BBDWP was at a low level and expanded, we got this one right here. That was a move up about 30%. I'm sorry, this was the last one right here. This moved from about 3,000 up to 3,800, right? And then the prior one back here, we got to move from 1,700 up to 4,000. So that was about a nice 100% gainer there. So again, as long as, and another thing I want to bring up here is, again, we closed the monthly above the topside Trailing band right there. That is very bullish, and we did say trend continuation. We're getting these next targets just beginning to get hit. I got a measure move coming all the way up to, about 5,000 there. But what else do I want to point out here? On the 4 hour, we've got BBBWP about to, expand from a low level. Stokes are crossing up, momentum, and then we got the RSI just getting back into the bullish control zone. And sorry, that doesn't look too pretty. Here we go. So overall, my long-term target, which is 5,500, that is coming off, again, this weekly fib retracement right here from this high to that low, and that gives us a target right here. I call it 5,400. If you go wick to wick, that puts the target at 5,800. So that's the long-term bullishness. And as long as, again, I'm generally bullish as long as we're closing dailies above this pivot right here at 41,500, or sorry, 4,150. And that's it for Ethereum versus US dollar. Now I want to bring back our attention to Solana. Which Hogan made a great video yesterday. I hope you guys check it out. It does cover the problem that Solana sees, the solution, and the tech they're using to get there. And he is our esteemed altcoin tech guy, so definitely check him out. But let's take a look at the price action. Solana on a daily. And we did have a measure move with a break above this, with a breakout above 180, right? We took out this high. We broke there, and we were looking for a move up to about 230, and we did hit that target. 250 right there. And that's coming out of this consolidation right here. And and yeah, we just hit our target at about 250. So, you know, what do we have here? This is about 2 months of consolidation at the highs. And what I would call that is reaccumulation at a high level. And then what do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3. Looks like we're going to be 4 higher lows. Well, it's 1, 2, 3 as we're breaking the range, right? And that right here, blue sky breakout, was initiated, I believe, right here. Yeah, this was the blue sky breakout. And you know, what else do we want to look at? The daily RSI is just about to get back into the bullish control zone. We do have Stokes, which are going to be hitting this trend line here. And then these trend lines are regressive, so you kind of move them there, there, and there. It looks like we're coming in line with that trend line right there. So, you know, what else do I like on this chart for an explosive move? Coming in sooner than later. Again, I think we're going to get a move sooner than later. And I'd be looking at, you know, upside continuation. And the long-term picture for Solana is still in play with 350 and, you know, 300 being some big numbers to keep an eye on. 300 and 350. But what I would say, the long term, and what I want to take a look at is the 5-day. The 5-day RSI, if you look at the history, and I'm going to go to Solana on Bitstamp because it's got a little more price history. But the 5-day RSI, you'll notice the peaks on, so the question is, where's the peak? Where could I possibly take some profits? Solana the RSI gets to about a 90 percentile when we're peaking. You can see these last 2 peaks, this one here, right in line there. You got this one here. You got this one here. And so basically what I'm going to say is, look, if RSI gets back up to a 90 percentile, I'm expecting Solana's price to reach anywhere from $450 to $550. And that is going to be coming off of this weekly fib target, which is coming out of this consolidation. So we go wick to wick on a more volatile asset, right? Wick to wick. And that's given us first stop at 370, second stop at 466, right? And that's if this market really wants to get moving. And, you know, again, that would be my longer term targets, my macro targets, not coming today or tomorrow, but over the next few months, 3 to 6 months. And this is my opinion. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. And, you know, again, a good way to judge something like this for trend continuation, what we'd want to see is the weekly close above the topside Trilinger band, anywhere above, call it 266. That would be very, very good, and I would be looking for this setup to keep going. So again, there's going to be ebbs and flows in this market, but as long as Solana is closing dailies, and I'll bring it back on this chart because I have it marked off, as long as Solana is closing dailies above 220, I'm expecting that long-term target to play out. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Please do like and subscribe. Comment in the comments below. Let us know what you want to hear more of. If you have any questions, feel free to post a comment. Look forward to chatting with you guys soon. Have a great day.